what are the key ingredient of that decision you as a investor will see?
Sure. Thanks, Bharat, for giving me a chance to speak. So I think, one of the most important things that at least I've learned in my investing career is to gauge people holistically. So the one thing that I look at is the quality of the entrepreneur. So my thumb rule is, good businesses backed by bad people are destined to fail. And even bad, no, I'm only say bad, I'm saying even mediocre businesses, but backed by good people, are here to stay, right? So what you need is a good founding team, people who have their heart right, are building for the future, are building for a sustainable future more than just building for a future. And that is, I think, the key and the most paramount thing that I look for, or we as a fund now look for when we are investing. Each and every, actually all of my portfolio companies are attending this today. And they'll vouch for it. I've gone to the length and extent of, going and meeting their families, spending a lot of time with them, understanding them deeply as human beings before entrepreneurs or before business owners. And that has worked for me. Every time I've sort of trusted my gut on people, that gut has done well. But that said, I have also made a bunch of mistakes. It's not always because when somebody's fundraising, there's also a little facade that they are showcasing, right? And they know, like, people are listening to this and they'll come back and pitch to me with the right facade. So we also tend to make mistakes, but that's just the nature of the game, right? That you win some and you lose some. But people, the three things that we look for.
Super. I think so. Again, as Anand Bhai also brought, and I was thinking that psychological API rather than software API. So you are exactly bang on that. Is the person is an entrepreneur or some professional later on. First is a human being. How he is as a human being. I think that's a great. I have also learned as one of the risk aspect. One has to go and check. We always heard about the background check, but that is on the on some predefined check mark. But something different what you said, Mohit. But startup need to borrow hefty money to finance their venture at very earliest stage, and there are definitely chance of they may not make sufficient profit, they may not be successful, they may not even sometimes they may not even pay you back. So that's a very difficult call. So how you take the entire sourcing funding project? I mean, how you start and where you end? I mean, in terms of when you take that
Sure.
decision.
Sure. So I think, firstly, it's very important to clarify, right, that the money that we deploy is not our money. It is our investors' money. We are just the gatekeepers for that money, which makes our life really difficult, right? When I used to do angel investments myself, I was only answerable to my own money, right? So I could be very reckless and harsh in terms of what am I investing in. I can take a call, and even if that money goes to zero, it hurts only my P&L. Today, when I manage a fund, it hurts the fund's P&L. So it's very important for us to, be very careful about the money that is being deployed, the businesses that we are investing in. I think what if I have to take you through a very sort of a quick overview of how we look at things. Once we have sort of parred the people stage, right, which is we like the people that we are betting on. Then we go deeper, understand the sector, see if that there is enough space for in the sector for not just this one company that we're looking at, but for 10 other companies to be there. Mukesh Bhai very nicely puts it, right? That he enters a market where, say, if the market share is 100, he likes to enter the market, expand the market share from 100 to 1000, and then own 50% of that, right? So can we enter a market and not just look at 100 में से हमारा कितना percentage होएगा? 100 को हम 1000 करके उसमें से कितना percentage लेंगे? That is really what is the key essential thing. Like when we did Ecom Express, which is today one of the largest logistics businesses in the country, India's total e-commerce market was like $3.5 billion. We knew for a fact that we are entering into a business where the market size itself is going to go up 100 times. And not just Ecom Express, delivery, Blue Dart, everyone is going to coexist. We don't want, there doesn't have to be a duopoly or a monopoly. Unfortunately, with food, there has now become a duopoly between Swiggy and Zomato. But most other sectors, you look at the fintech players, you look at all the other sectors, you have more than 5 players in it. And that is a sign of a healthy, growing market. The fact is that, if you can be invested in a market where everyone is making money very, very amicably without having to cut each other's throats, that is the right business market that you want to function in. And most mature markets, look at Japan, look at China, look at the US. You have seen that maturity already coming in. So India is also getting there, and we want to be investing in businesses which will be part of that mature market. Whether a business gets, see, look at Thyrocare's deal today. I'm sure
Yeah.
he didn't think that a startup will buy him at some day, right? He started the company 26 years ago. Today, a
6 years ago. Yeah.
unlisted startup has gone and bought out 75% of Thyrocare. The idea is you are building a great business which you felt is sustainable. You didn't build Thyrocare thinking that in 2021 there will, or in 2020 there will be a pandemic, and in the pandemic I'll make the best revenues of my life. I mean, it's
Yeah.
unfortunate that you make your because most other businesses have got hurt, but Metropolis and Thyrocare have fledged, have sort of flourished in this space because all the RT-PCRs are happening there.
Yeah.
So I think the idea is, if you get your call on people right, if you get your call on market right, and if you can build something which is sustainable for the future, short-term profits really don't matter. I think the risk-taking ability today that the world has, not just private equity investors or VC investors, but the world's risk-taking abilities have gone up astronomically. The day cryptos hit a 1 trillion market cap, it is sign for the world to realize that there is ample liquidity. Risk is built into the system. Fed has built the risk into the system. You and I don't need to rack our brains on it.